All right. So, what we're going to do here today on American Overwatch is we're going to do something a little bit special. We're going to we're going to actually go and try and educate some folks on Twitter and see what it is that we can come up with. And if you guys got any input right now, if you look, I don't know if it's hard for you guys to see or not, but up at the top here, my search criteria is, you know, the user, the real Donald Trump. So basically, I'm tracking all of his tweets right here. And then hashtag Epstein. So, um, and then I'm tracking the user White House, so the official White House Twitter page, as well as the press secretary, Politico. Um, So, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm also tracking Rudy Giuliani. Um, this is actually the president's um, account. The other one I showed you is actually just people who are tagging him. So, and then also Fiona Hill, which is whatever. So if you have any ideas or questions or anything like that, if you want me to search up a hashtag or keyword or something like that, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I'll be able to see it right here, and I'll be able to pull it up over there, and we'll get to educating some folks on Twitter about what it is that they should know. Hope you guys don't mind me eating. It's well, I was gonna say it's lunchtime, but it's really actually like closer to dinner time. But wow, guys, I don't know if you're a slow reader like I am, but if you got to the part here, evidently the Judiciary Committee, as the title I guess would say, schedules an impeachment hearing for December 4th. Holy moly! Let's see if we can see the full letter. I'm gonna pull up the full letter in Twitter and tweets. Uh, yeah, no, I guess it's just an image of an image. Sorry about that, guys. I'll come back in here and we'll see what we can come up with. But dang. So evidently, December 4th at 10 o'clock, they're going to hold, the Judiciary Committee in the House is going to hold hearings. What's going on here? You messing with my emotions? Go away. So that's pretty interesting. How about we retweet that, huh? Yeah, let's retweet that. That's interesting. Maybe I'll even copy a link to this. And if you guys aren't following me, you can go to on Twitter. You can go to or you can look me up. I think it's American Over. Whoa, I don't know what it is. Uh, What am I? There I am. American over WA1. That's my little handle. American Overwatch. If you're not following me, um, looks like I'm growing in followers. Oh no, I'm following. Oh man, I only got 4 followers. Look at that. What a shame. Okay, so that's the deal with this. We're gonna educate some folks about what's going on here. So I'm ready for this. I'm ready for what? Replying to the House Judiciary. I didn't even know that they had. Hold on. Let me. I gotta add that column. Hold on. What was it? House Judiciary. We gotta add this because judiciary. Did I spell that right? I didn't even know they had their own Twitter account. So we gotta watch what these little Dems are doing, so that way we can stay on top of things. Let's see here. Here's Politico. Yeah, I like watching Politico and see what's going on with him. So look at that, President Trump. Oh, butter. He's what dubbed butter the national Thanksgiving turkey, sparing both butter and its companion bread from the holiday table. Well, I don't understand. If he dubbed one, but he spared both, what did he do? Pardon both of them? Yeah, I did. I actually did listen to part of it in the background on Fox News about the crack, the joke that he was making about the impeachment inquiry. It was kind of funny um, about him partying him, and then oh yeah, and then about the seal and stuff. So nothing new, nothing new. What's going on over here? Mm, of absolute yesterday's court. So here's the issue, right? So if you guys aren't where I'm at, Representative Eric Swalwell, the guy that who apparently farted on national television, which I think is hilarious, but I happen to think it was actually just the chair. Sorry to burst anybody's bubbles, but I actually think it was hilarious that people thought, or that was going around. But this pompous guy, he's so pompous. He said, so this is what he's saying, right? Yesterday's court's ruling reaffirms Congress' ability to issue lawful subpoenas. Is a huge victory for the rule of law. Here's the issue. The issue is asserting executive privilege, right? So that's the issue. But what the court's ruling actually was about the subpoena itself. So the fact that just because you hold or held executive privilege doesn't necessarily mean you can't just show up. So they're saying, well, the courts are saying, well, if you're subpoenaed, you should show up, and then you should just exert executive privilege. So basically, waste your time in court is what there's literally what they said. So if I'm Secretary Pompeo, they subpoena me. The courts are saying I need to show up, I need to sit down, and when they ask me questions, say I assert executive privilege. That's what that is. So to you, Eric Sawwow, continue farting because evidently you don't have a clue as to what it is you're saying. So the House Judiciary Committee, um, as we mentioned before, is holding the hearings, I guess, on the 4th. And they are inviting the president to go. Oh. I wonder. I guess he hasn't really said much today. Is that Periscope? I'm watching a video on Periscope.
Record. So we should say that very substantially up. And I think that's 132 times that we've set a record from the time we got elected on that very great day. But it's good to know a lot of people are very happy. We're doing well. Our country is doing very well. And the First Lady and I are delighted to welcome you all to the White House on this magnificent autumn day. On behalf of the entire Trump family, I wish each and every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be a great Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're probably getting an echo.
We're glad to be joined today by Representatives David Rouzer and Jason Smith, and a man who's done, and I have to say, they are warriors. They have all been great warriors. Mark Meadows, thank you very much, the three of you. Please stand up. They are warriors and great people. And Deb, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Thanks also to the president of the National Turkey Federation, Joel Brandenberger, and its chairman, Kevin Dowdy, who's here with his family and his wife, Jan. Where is Jan? Thank you very much. Please stand up for what you do. He's also the head of Butterball, chairman of Butterball. That's the biggest there is. Great job, and we appreciate your involvement. Thank you very much. As we gather this week with loved ones across our beautiful land, we give thanks to God for the many gifts that He has bestowed upon us. Today, we also come together to honor the beautiful feathered friend, the noble turkey. And that's a beauty. It's said that Abraham Lincoln was the first president to spare a Thanksgiving turkey at the request of his son. In 1947, President Harry Truman accepted the first annual National Thanksgiving Turkey. In the decades that followed, presidents from Kennedy to Reagan would show mercy. See? Wow, that's a strong bird. To their birds. But it was George H.W. Bush who first issued an official pardon. In keeping with that tradition, today I will issue a pardon to a pair of very handsome birds, Butter and his alternate, Bread. That's true. Look at you. Their names were chosen by the students of Harold's Christian Academy in North Carolina, great state. Bread and Butter were raised in Tar Heel State by farmer Wellie Jackson, who's here with us with his wife, Tara, and their lovely family. And I want to thank you very much. Great job. Great job. Thank you very much. Thankfully, Bread and Butter have been specially raised by the Jacksons to remain calm under any condition, which will be very important because they've already received subpoenas to appear in Adam Schiff's basement on Thursday. It's true. Hundreds of people have. It seems the Democrats are accusing me of being too soft on turkey. But Bread and Butter, I should note that unlike previous witnesses, you and I have actually met. It's very unusual. Very unusual. In any event, I expect this pardon will be a very popular one with the media. After all, turkeys are closely related to vultures. I don't know if I like that line, but there is a little truth to it. But today, after the birds will retire to Gobbler's Rest at Virginia Tech, great college, where they will be cared for and enjoy a terrific life. This Thanksgiving, we bow our heads in gratitude for the newfound prosperity and spirit that's taking place all across America. The country has never been more successful. Our military has been rebuilt. We captured the #1 terrorist in the world and killed the #1 terrorist in the world, al-Baghdadi. And I want to thank our military because there's nothing like our military.
Seriously, did he just compare the media to vultures? I think the I heard it twice. This is the second time. And it just clicked in my head. And nobody laughed. Nobody did anything. They were just like, huh. And then it just clicked in my head.
I want to thank Almighty God for the shedding His grace on our nation. Our nation is special, and we especially send our love to members of the United States Armed Forces serving all over the world. We're forever thankful for those who wear our nation's uniform and the families who support them. The families are so important. They could never be the same without those great families. Because of their selfless service, millions of our fellow Americans are celebrating another wonderful Thanksgiving in safety and in peace. And just a very special country, a very special place, the Rose Garden at the White House. If you're looking back here, that's the Oval Office. Some of you haven't been here before, but every time we walk onto the grounds of the White House, we realize how special it is. So now we reach the moment bread and butter have been waiting for so patiently, their presidential pardons. Melania and I wish all Americans a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. We love you all. Butter, let's talk to you for a second, because I'm going to do something that you're going to be very happy about. Uh-oh, that looks like a dangerous bird. It just escaped. Butter, I wish you a lot of luck, but I hereby grant you a full and complete pardon. Good. Full and complete. Great, huh?
Going to the Gobbler's Ranch, and I'm going to visit him Friday.
That's great. Thank you all very much. That was great. A lot of fun. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Come on back. Thank you. Come on back. A lot of fun. Thank you very much. And complete. Looks like a dangerous bird. Their presidential pardons. Melania and I wish all Americans a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. We love you all. Butter, let's talk to you for a second, because I'm going to do something that you're going to be very happy about. Uh-oh, that looks like a dangerous bird. It just escaped. Wow.
No, I muted my mic. So it turns out Butter got the pardon. What does that mean for bread? Does that mean he's done? He's going to be on a table? I wonder if you guys can see that. I don't know if you guys can see what it is I'm doing right now. What it is that I'm doing for you. What it is that I'm doing for you. Interesting. Oh, well, I apologize. You guys can't really read that. Maybe I'll make my ugly mug a little bit smaller and see if I can make that screen a little bit bigger. Let's see here. See what I can do, guys. Mm, put my ugly mug like this. Hmm. Maybe something like that. I don't know. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna wait for it to. Ah, shucks, you can't really read it, but I'm gonna leave it like that. You're just gonna have to trust my searching skills. Like I said before, I got the White House up here. I got the press secretary, Politico, House Judiciary. I got Epstein up here. Let's see if anybody else has got anything going on about Epstein here. Just to be clear, Fox News, Senator Kennedy said Fiona Hill is entitled to her opinion. News for him. Fiona Hill doesn't deal in opinions. She deals in facts. She deals in risks. She deals. Oh, let's go ahead and educate this young lady, shall we? Lady? Is it a lady? 2019, guys. Can't assume. Let's just sit there and say. Now, the question was, Fiona Hill sat on the board on the National Security Council. Um, now I have to look that up. Fiona Hill, because she was either the national. She wasn't the Abbas. She was on the National Security Council. Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm about to say some things that are accurate. Oh, come on. Mm. She should in corruption. Oh, is there too many S's in Russia? How embarrassing. Hmm. We'll leave it like that. I don't think they'll get the wordplay, so we'll put it in quotes. There we go. Oh, I forgot about this. Nope, nobody still wants to live chat me. That's alright. We'll get some people on here one day. Speaking of the whole Epstein thing, guys, one of them said that they were working with the federal investigators. So I'm not really sure, but I mean, if they're just two lazy guards. So Attorney General, I think it was Attorney General Barr, said that it seemed to be like the perfect storm of colossal screw-ups that led to Epstein's ability to kill himself. Well, if that's true, then why is one of them working with federal prosecutors or investigators if they're both just lazy and they didn't want to do their normal checks and they wanted to sleep or take care of their own personal stuff on whatever on the internet or whatever. So it seems to me like maybe they were hey, don't do your checks this time. I don't know, we'll see. Epstein, the Assad agent. To be honest with you, the whole Prince Andrew thing, a lot of people are worried about the whole Prince Andrew thing. I think we need to maybe like an MI5 FBI joint venture, joint investigation, bilateral investigation into this, if that's the case. Department of Justice needs to speak to whoever's over there at the in the UK and talk about that investigation. And I think that the Brits need to worry about Prince Andrew, and the United States needs to worry about those high value targets that are over here. For example, whether or not Bill Clinton was involved, whether or not whether or not other high high profile people were involved in all this. And if so, you know, the American people need to be aware of this. Um, there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that we aren't necessarily preview to because um, the news just simply doesn't report it. The news reporters know more information than what is being said. Trust me, that's a fact. Um, so the idea is at American Overwatch, we come here to a source where we can look at everybody's opinions and everybody's facts, and then we try to fact check them. Or sometimes we just respond based on the knowledge that we know. 26 Lionel Prince Andrew will be charged and extradited, and all because of his stupid interview. See that, guys? Wow. Hear that? So, not sure what the value of that is, but I think that's very important information to know. Wow. So that is kind of a big deal. But it goes back to what I was saying before. Who really, I mean, he's being extradited, so the FBI is going to deal with it. He's being charged. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's actually being charged and extradited. That's actually a huge deal. That's I don't know, guys. I'm gonna have to put a pause on this for a second because that's actually a really really big deal. So I gotta fact check this. No, it doesn't seem to be accurate. It seems to be very misleading. So basically, I think this individual who apparently can't write very well seems to think that. Where am I at here? Okay, this guy, here he is. Video. Watch here. Yeah, I'm not gonna click on that link, guy. Not gonna happen. All right, but what? So what I think is going on here is very misleading. It's probably one of those clickbait things where I'm not gonna fall prey to it. But essentially, this guy's just trying to say, okay, yeah, he gave a stupid interview, and because of that, there's a good chance he's going to be extradited. And you know what? I agree with him. I think that the interview was pretty damn dumb. So, moving on. House Judiciary. Our responsibility is now to look at all the information in front of us. In front of us, and remember the oath we took together to defend the Constitution, not the President. Let's be one to comment. Five people tweeted that. I'm one of five, so that was two people before me. By the way, I don't read what I was writing because I can't do both. See what I wrote. I wrote, why is it so necessary to say, defend the Constitution, not the president? Hyperbolic terms like this are very divisive, and I find myself very offended. You did take an oath. Just do your job, render the facts, and make clean, fair, and unbiased judgments. So, Representative Jaya Pale just keeps like responding to them. Is that a girl? I don't know. ABC News, what do you got to say? House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler on the floor. Yeah, we already know that. Moving on. Guys, politics is boring. Double standard in the media. We know that. Look, we know that, guys. We know that. We know there's a double standard. That's why I exist to find it on Twitter. On Twitter, we hope to find the double standard that does exist on Twitter. Excuse me while I eat the crumbs of my bag of chips. Wow. I can't believe I didn't even think about Shifty Shift. I must have misspelled his name wrong. And don't. Does he have a Twitter? There he is. Verified. Ooh. Add. We'll add that. We heard that Donald Trump only cares about the big stuff that helps him. Look at him. Should have said that. All right. Oh, look at that. House Intelligence Committee retweeted what Adam Schiff had to say. You know, it's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, guys. Like, you know. So who's in control of the House Intelligence Committee's Twitter account? That's what I want to know. Find it necessary 4 days ago to retweet that. Let's see what else they had to say. Val Demings, of course. John Patrick, Dr. Fiona Hill confirmed Donald Trump has conditioned. Okay. Ukrainian lies hung in the balance of Trump. Well, okay. Heck, when the president did it, he put our risks lives. So it is clear that the Twitter account from the House Intelligence Committee has also been hijacked by the Republicans. That is fantastic. So, there's 15,000 comments on this guy. There's 1,000 comments on this guy. Let's see if we can get away with saying something. Last month, the House recognized the American genocide by the overwhelming bipartisan vote. So there were minutes until we were together the Senate to join us. Turns out the White House interviewed twice to log in. So, in case you can't read that, I wrote to this guy's response about the House recognizing the Armenian genocide by overwhelming bipartisan vote. White House, blah, 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 blocked it twice. I wrote, when in the hell have you found time to do anything? You're so damn preoccupied with trying to impeach a president for stepping on your eggshells. I'm surprised you found the time to tie your shoes, unless Melinda did it. Not shocked. Should be a comma somewhere in here, but we're going to tweet that anyways. Mm-hmm. I like to spend most of my time messing with Shifty Shift because, he's a smug little shit and he needs to be put in his place. So that's the reality behind it. Washington Post, hold the next thing. New York Times politics. White House committee invited the White House legal team to question witnesses in its first public impeachment hearings next week. Is that for real? Is that for real? For real? They invited the White House counsel, or did they just that? Woo! Hot dog! Wrote a letter. Let's see what the letter's about. Can we see what the letter is? What the letter is? I want to see what the letter is. Did you guys link it to the letter? Oh, here we go, dear Mr. President. Considers whether there are articles of impeachment for your reference, a copy of the resolution. The president committed to the next. The committee has noticed in its first hearing under these procedures titled the impeachment inquiry to the president of Donald Trump, congressional grounds for presidential impeachment hearing scheduled for December 4th. I write to ask for pursuant to 60 and the relating judiciary impeachment procedures. You and your counsel plan to attend the hearing or make a request to question the witness panel. Committee intends this hearing to serve as an opportunity to discuss the historical and constitutional basis of impeachment, as well as the framers intended in understanding high crimes and misdemeanors. We expect to discuss the constitutional framework through which the House may analyze the evidence gathered in the presidency of Trump. The committee looks forward to your participation in the impeachment inquiry as the committee fulfills its constitutional duties. While we invite you to this hearing, we remind you that if you continue to refuse to make witnesses and documents available to the committees of jurisdiction under House Rules, the chair shall have the discretion to impose appropriate remedies, i.e., the obstruction, articles for obstruction, and all that other stuff. So that is kind of cool. All right, so that was written today, guys. That was written today. You heard it here first on American Overwatch. If you're watching it, you heard it here first. I think. Well, I mean, I stole it from like the New York Times and a couple other people that like posted on Twitter, but then you heard it here first. So that is pretty dope. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see what else we got going on here. Make a cursory search of my Twitter. My Twitter. I saw the persistence. President is about to leave the White House, and I'm here with the press. Look, Michelle Malkin. She's awesome. She's awesome. Care about demographics. SPLC, Coke, Open Borders, Inc. are pressuring Trump admin on third world TPS amnesty right now. RT and retweet and tell Donald Trump no. Michelle Malkin pushes to stop TPS extension to harbor migrants for Yemen and Somalia. So I guess I'm gathering that she's pushing back on. So evidently, I guess we're already accepting Yemen and Somali refugees or immigrants, and she's gonna say no. I don't know. Fiona Hill, yeah, you ain't got nothing to say. Epstein, are you alive yet or what? What's going on here, bud? Epstein, girlfriend, handler, child procurer. Be ashamed if this one is viral. Epstein's autopsy points to homicide, not suicide. I gotta say something here, I gotta say it in the most profound way possible. Okay. So you have this hyoid bone that people refer to, right? And the hyoid bone generally, when you hang yourself, isn't fractured. Now, how anybody can make that assertion with any level of accuracy is questionable for me at best, because to me it seems like it all highly depends on how the individual like stepped off the stool, right? I mean, where did they put the rope at the time that they stepped off the stool? How did they step off the stool? Did they do a front flip before they stepped off the stool? Um, did they kick the stool and fell forward or fell backwards? I mean, I don't know. So the question is that, if the rope is up around their jawline is above the Adam's apple, because obviously the tension of the body is pulling down, and the noose around the neck is, generally they got the noose on the side, and so the tension is kind of pulling in such a way that the rope is above the hyoid bone. It wouldn't actually fracture that. And then the argument is that if someone comes behind you with something and they're pulling on your neck and they're twisting the device, that generally it's going to come across the center portion of your throat where the hyoid bone is. So that's the delineation between the two. But see, the thing is that in like prison cells, I don't know how many of you guys have actually been in one, but in prison cells, you generally just can't make a noose and then hang yourself from a hook that's up in the ceiling. So it takes some sort of creative effort for you to do that. The man was dead. And to me, the autopsy is like, I don't know why anybody's focusing on the autopsy. I could care less about the autopsy. What I want to see is the pictures of the dead man hanging there, because I want to know how he was hanging there. I want to know if he defied gravity. I want to know if he, like, did a triple front flip to snap his neck off the top bunk. I want to know, what position he might have been in before he did it to the position he landed in after he did it. Because if he's hanging himself from the top bunk, well, you really gotta want to go, because you could just stand the hell up. So anything above the top bunk, I mean, what are you tying yourself off to? So I mean, you really, really, really want to go. Like, your body, just natural tendency to not want to die kicks in. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna die, and then you, like, stand up and you, like, you like freak out. So excuse me. Not that I know from personal experience. I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking about it. Like, if I'm swimming, in a swimming pool, and I'm playing Marco Polo, and I'm underneath the water, and I'm trying to stay underneath the water as long as I can to hide. Eventually you're gonna come up for air, and your body goes in panic mode. You're like, oh my god, I gotta get up. I gotta get air. I gotta get air. So then you come up from air. Excuse me. I don't think there's any difference between that and a rope between your neck. I mean, unless, like I said, you do it in such a way where, like, you do like a triple swan dive, and you snap your neck in half, and then it's quick. It's not like you're suffocating yourself. You're just kind of like, and then that was it. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on the whole matter. But anyways, like I said, I'd rather see the pictures. I really could care less about the autopsy. So anybody talks about the autopsy and the highway blown versus, whatever, I could care less about all that. There's so many circumstances, so many different variables in play that could cause that to happen, that could prevent that from happening, that, I don't know. The Scottish government I don't know what that means, Martin. Is that Scottish? I don't. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Sarah Carter. Epstein crimes, connections, and cover-ups. Yeah, we know. So let's see here. Care to share the information you have with us? Love to link it to the others. That was more or less, that was probably not a really good response, but whatever. Epstein's member of the Mind and Brain and Behavior Committee. U.S. military pedophiles are using mind control, abusing adults and children. They are part of the same network using technology to torture the crime. This is just tip of the iceberg. What did I just read, guys? What did I just read? Did I say that loud enough? Epstein, member of Mind, Brain, and Behavior Committee. U.S. military pedophiles are using mind control, abusing adults and children. They are part of the same networks using technology to torture adults and children. The crime is just the tip of the iceberg. Wow. Now, look, guys. You see, we see this hat. I wear it a lot. I'm proud of the service I have. if you haven't seen the hat that's up there on the shelf, that's really tough to see. If you did see it, it tells you that I was a sergeant when I got out. So I wasn't like, at the top of the totem pole or anything. I didn't have total access to everything the military was doing, and I sure as hell wasn't working on Area 51 or 56 or 29 or whatever area the U.S. military's pedophile program, mind control program, might be out of. But I got to tell you something. In the many years that I was serving, okay, no, not even gonna just. What the? Can't I even say the word? I know it's trolling. I know it's trolling, guys. I know you're saying, don't do it. You're right. No, he's just a trolling little shit. No, you're right. Hire a publicist. Yeah, that I would agree with. Retweet. Not a bad idea, though. Not a bad idea, though. I said probably not going to help, but not a bad idea, though. Not a bad idea. I don't know what you're saying there. The second Revolutionary War, whatever. Okay, let's get going. White House. And your 2019 Thanksgiving turkey is butter. He and his alternate bread will be heading to Virginia Tech's Gobbler's Rest. The students veterinary will care for him. Yeah. I get it, PETA. I get it. You're on there. Elf, whatever other activism group that's out there that wants to raise holy hell against the desecration of animals or something. But listen, I'm a damn meat eater, okay? I'm a meat eater. I got these things right here, and they like to chomp and meat. But I got butter was pardoned. I thought Bread was gonna get his head chopped off, and he was gonna get served for like the national, like the Thanksgiving dinner where like I don't know, they have like some sort of like presidentiary Thanksgiving national holiday. I don't know. Anyway, evidently the Beaupirds are going to Virginia Tech's Gobbler's Rest, so they're gonna have a long, luxurious life. But listen, Mr. President, if you're only going to pardon one, and you're not going to pardon the other, and they're both going to go to Gobbler's Rest, I don't understand what the point is in pardoning the first one to begin with. Just saying. Either you do them both, or you don't do them, or if you do one, then you eat the other. It's just the way I feel about it, guys. The lawyer is already knows that John Bolton is a patriot. Listen, I don't even. John Bolton is a patriot. John Bolton. Maybe it was satire. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But when he got back on his little Twitter feed, he was saying all kinds of crazy shit that was pissing me off. But this was 5 hours ago, and he's still saying nice things. The president's still saying nice things about Ambassador Bolton. So I don't know. Maybe it was satire. Maybe it wasn't what I thought it was. I didn't have nice things to say about Bolton. So back to the user. Let's go back to the user. Who was the user? Oh, Adam Shift. Last month. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? All right. Guys, I believe I have reached my point in this juncture where my Twitter comments have bored me and probably have long ago bored you. You probably will never have made it to the end of this video. I'm so glad I got a chance to make it. Thank you again for joining me here at American Overwatch. And we will see you on the next one. How do I get out of here now?